All right, we're back with another deck profile with...
Evan Abshire.
And what'd you play today?
I played Hecahands, Azamina, White Forest.
Hecahands, Azamina, White Forest. And what format did you play it for?
Primal.
Primal format. What is that? What does that mean?
It's basically supposed to be a more fun format without all the like toxic BS of mainstream Yu-Gi-Oh right now. No offense to them, but sorry, Konami.
Nothing against Konami. They do a good job, but we're trying something a little different.
Trying to fix
what do you mean by toxic? What's toxic?
A lot of the, so to speak, spam meta decks that everyone plays all the time, and you don't see much else.
True.
I'm not gonna go into
no nasty
specifics on
cards.
that. Not calling anybody out on that.
No shifters, no drolls.
Yeah, stuff like that. Exactly.
No rotaries.
No rotaries. That's a recent addition.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, basics of Primal format has its own ban list, and then you're limited on the number of summons that you can perform per turn. We're trying it out to see if it can help kind of prevent people from getting comboed out, and we're seeing what kind of decks can work in the format like that. So, Azamina, Hecahands, White Forest. Let's see it.
All right, so starting with the Azamina stuff, just because that's one people are more familiar with, because it is sadly an upper tier deck most of the time.
Let's see it.
We got 2 Sylvia in there just for searchers and synchros.
Okay.
1 of the White Witch for help, destruction, prevention, and a little bit of searching for some spell cards. 2 Black Witch, just to kind of mainstream the deck with her summons and such.
Yep.
2 Sim Keepers for a little bit of spell and trap floodgating, so to speak. 2 Diabell Star Vengeance for destruction and special summon from your extra deck. 1 of the LZ Azamina of the White Forest, just for fusion summon, special summon. 2 of the Sinful Spoils of the White Forest, which we all know what that one does for the most part, I think. You special summon, if you have a Fiend, Illusion, or Spellcaster on the field, you can special summon another one, so it plays into the other half of the deck in a minute.
And that's on a quick play spell too.
And it is on a quick play.
Which is going to be important because that does get around the summon limit.
Yes.
Set up summons for the
You can
opponent's
do it
turn.
on your opponent's turn, so if you already use your 6 summons one turn, pop that as soon as they draw. So, right
True.
around it. 2 of the Sinful Spoils, Subversion, God, names. So many words.
Reading Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, us Yu-Gi-Oh players don't read, don't you know that?
It's not because we can't, it's because we refuse to.
Which is just a good way to get rid of tower monsters and stuff, because it doesn't affect the card, it puts it in their spell or trap zone. So they can't do anything about it.
Yep.
They can't use effects. 2 Dramatic Snake Eyes Chase, just to get Azamina cards out of the deck if you didn't draw any, because you can put a Diabell Star monster directly in your spell or trap zone, and during your end phase, banish that from graveyard to special summon it and get its effects. Wanted Seeker Sinful Spoils for searching and banish effect to retrieve spells and traps. Philia Diabell for searching again. This one is one of my favorites, Sinful Spoil Subdual. Lets you special summon any illusion monster from your deck, level 6 or lower. You just can't use its effect
Any
during main
illusion,
phase.
huh?
Illusion, which plays into
Interesting.
Hecahands once again, because that's all about the illusions. Curse of Diabell at 1, just to go with White Witch to let you search out Philia Diabell. Sinful Spoil Slumber Morion, because that lets you take a opponent's effect monster, flip it face down if it's special summoned. So, it's around a lot of bullshit. Pardon my French, but...
Well, it is.
And White Forest is for a quick destruction effect.
Nice.
With that, the extra to go with those. Poplar, which is just a cheap, easy summon that lets you immediately synchro summon using it, because it's a tuner as well. Silvera, Wolf Tamer of the White Forest, which can flip all your opponent's monsters face down, and provides all of your synchro tuner White Forest monsters extra 500 attack and defense. So it's just a little booster. Diabell, Queen of the White Forest, which is just a useful effect if you special summon using one of these 2, or synchro summon using one of these 2, you get to retrieve a spell or trap, I believe. Yeah, retrieve a White Forest spell or trap, and then anytime your opponent activates an effect, you can in response special summon one of these 2.
Gotcha.
Snake Eyes, Vengeance Dragon, just basically same thing as the Subversion from earlier, except during battle phase it can also pop a continuous spell or trap and 1 monster or spell or trap up on the field as well. So then you get to pop the card you put back there without having to worry about a tower monster effect of not being poppable.
Gotcha. Good.
Ilia Sylvia for a tribute, easy negate.
We all know what Elia Sylvia does. Yep.
Loa Regina, which of course works with all that just to pop things again. For control, Saint Azamina, just to keep your opponent from targeting anything in graveyard,
Including
banish,
their
and
own.
deck. Doesn't matter.
Cannot target their own cards either.
They can do nothing with anything outside of the board. And that for a nice little kaiju effect that starts negating things once they get low enough in attack.
We do love kaijus.
Alright, and that wraps it up for that side of the deck.
And then this is an interesting variant. So now we got...
Then we have the Hecahands cards. Use the side real quick, sorry. Got Hecahands Brayus, which when your opponent adds a card, in all the Hecahands main deck monsters, when your opponent adds a card to hand outside of draw or battle phase, you can special summon themselves to the field. It is a once per turn, so be careful how you use it.
How many times did you snatch something out of your opponent's hand with Brace today?
Oh, Brace is fun. During my main phase, for example, I can activate his effect. I get to pick one random card out of my opponent's hand and steal it. If it's a monster, I get to special summon it. If not, they take it back to their hand. So it just gives you a glimpse even if you don't get a monster.
It's like Rotary, but if Rotary was like well designed.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, one card.
And it's more fair because it's easier to negate and get around. Godos.
Yep.
Which this one again special summons itself. Quick effect during your opponent's main phase. You can steal a monster directly out of their graveyard. And you target it, so you choose. So if they decide to go into like all sorts of crazy BS and cycle stuff out, at any point during that, tag that in, snatch that monster that breaks their cycle.
It is unfortunate that that was the only one that they made a quick effect, but...
It is. But, for example, it beat Mitsurugi earlier because it broke their cycle.
Ooh! Got him!
You got Hecahands Manicubule, which is a newer one, just came out, Blazing Dominion. Basically from hand fusion effect, using itself and at least one other Hecahands monster on the field to special summon.
Yep, and then it loops itself back to the hand.
Yep, then loops itself back to the hand if a Hecahands fusion monster leaves the field.
Yeah, kind of just what the deck needed.
Hecahands Gygus, which again, special summon. However, its effect is take the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck, and if there's a monster in it, you can special summon it to your field. I will say for most of these, unless a card specifically has, like for example, must be special summoned by this specific step, it can steal it.
What was the funniest thing you stole today?
Trying to remember the name of it. One of the Mitsurugi ritual monsters. The white one.
No, Habakiri.
Habakiri. I stole that right out of their graveyard with Godos. That was entertaining. You got Hecahands Yadal next, which this one, its effect is you can shuffle it from your hand back into the deck, search out any Hecahands spell or trap, add it to your hand. Its other effect, which I don't use very often to be honest, but still a nice one if you have to have it on the field for whatever reason. If it's sent to the graveyard by any means, you can target one Hecahand spell or trap in your graveyard, set it.
So if you thought you got through the counter traps the one time and you thought it was over,
you can pull a few more, which we'll get to the counter traps in a minute. But alright, Hecahands Ibtel, which I run at 3.
Yep, got it.
This one, shuffle it back from hand to deck. Special summon a Hecahands monster in defense on the field. Doesn't negate effects or anything like that. So it's a great thing. It is once per turn, but I mean, hey, get a bounce somehow, right?
Yeah.
If it's sent to the graveyard by any means, you can target Hecahands monster and special summon it from your graveyard.
Yeah, card's nice.
Now the clincher for most of the deck, I won't lie. 3 of the hidden Hecahands spell card.
Yes.
It is a normal card, unfortunately not a quick play, but so what you do is you have to make sure you have some other card on the field to use it properly. Because its initial effect will just add a Hecahands monster to your hand. If you send a card, anything you control, to the graveyard as cost, you can also set a Hecahands spell or trap from deck to field. Which, obviously, is kind of broken.
It's nasty.
Which if you add a monster to hand, normally you want to go for Ibtel or something like that, so you can get another monster out for free. However, if you go for something like Gygus, Brayus, whatever, you can use this card to get it out for free summoning. So you banish it from your graveyard, your opponent has to draw a card and discard a card to their graveyard, which on their draw, you can special summon any of the main deck monsters.
Yeah, they are turning on the Hecahands monsters, whether they want to or not. It's gonna happen. You will draw cards, I will summon Hecahands. No.
To go with this, since this part of the deck's all about stealing your opponent's monster, 1 copy of Snatch Steal,
yeah.
1 copy of Change of Heart. Once again, gets around Towers monsters beautifully. E-Ball Hecahands is a trap card that as long as you're controlling any Hecahands monster or card, you can negate an opponent's monster effect. It destroys it, and then you steal it and special summon it to your field.
Ah, that's probably why they call it. That's the hands part of the Hecahands.
That's the hands. It grabs it right back out of the graveyard for you.
Oh, I'm gonna play with your cards.
I like to call it the communism deck. It's our deck, comrade. You got Yadal, which does the same thing for spells and traps. So your opponent goes and activates Forbidden Droplet or something really annoying. It is a counter trap. You can use it on that.
Our droplets, comrade.
So now it's your droplet. And it's on your field, and they don't get the effect.
Sharing is caring.
Exactly. Especially in today's society, right? Anyways, Hecahands Bait is the last trap for this deck. Or, well, for this main deck, I should say. Hecahands Bait is basically you activate it, it's a continuous trap. Anytime your turn or your opponent's turn, you contribute one Hecahands monster or one monster of your opponent's that you control and steal one of theirs. And it's not targeting.
No, it is not.
So, once again, it gets around a lot of stuff.
Yup.
At your end phase, you have to send a card you control to the graveyard to keep it active or destroy it.
Oh, you send your opponents.
Dustin understands perfectly.
Yeah, it's nice of them to do that.
Exactly. It's a nice way to just clear your opponent's field during your end phase for no real reason, other than to annoy them. And last but not least, Hecahands Tartaros, which this one is the main fusion spell for the deck. It's a quick play. It's got two different effects you can choose from. If you control a Hecahands monster, you can target one spell or trap your opponent controls, return it to their hand. So if they've got an annoying field spell, you can just bounce it.
I figured out. I was 1 week ago years old. I figured out that it's bounce it back to the hand, not because the card needed to be nerfed, because destroying it would be better in a lot of different situations, but the bounce back to hand is adding a card to their hand, which triggers your Hecahands monsters.
And they have to reactivate it, so if you pull your spell a trap, negate trap out that turn, you can set it, and if they try to do it again, steal it.
Yeah, everybody else knows this, but I'm stupid, so.
But then the other effect is fusion summon Hecahands fusion monster. By using its cards from field and or graveyard, you banish them to do it. So if you use your opponent's cards that you stole, because they do count with this card as fusion material as Hecahands monsters, you banish their cards.
Oh, it's nasty. Yeah, and
It's
speaking of fusion summoning and taking your opponent's cards.
All right. So then going into the extra deck, you got Hecahands Jawza to start you off. Which this one can be special summoned, or well, I guess technically fusion summoned by distributing one of your monsters, one of your opponents.
Always love to cheat a fusion out.
Yep. This one searches out any Hecahands card from deck or graveyard. I wish it did banishment, but no, unfortunately. Which just lets you do a lot of recycling, or if you need a hidden Hecahands, but you can only steal one monster. There you go. You gotta get around on that. Next is Hecahands Dandalos.
It's exactly what the deck needed. This card is exactly what the deck needed.
Exactly what it needed. So when it's summoned to the field, it steals an opponent's monster off the field. After that, it any cards that you control of your opponents, as well as any Hecahands fusion monsters, can attack directly.
Yes, it's exactly what they
Think of it
needed.
as the old Toon cards, but for Hecahands specifically.
Yes, they got the counter traps for the defense, and now they actually have an option to kill the opponent.
Then Hecahands Xeno is the last fusion monster for the deck. I run them all at 2. Just I don't need more than that most of the time. This one, when summon 3 Hecahands monsters summon, if you use Tartaros, you can use however many of your opponent's monsters too if you have enough.
Yeah, it's like Colteen Q, but disgusting.
Yep. So it steals. You pull 2 random cards out of your opponent's extra deck, and you get to steal 1. Now there's exceptions, of course, like I said earlier, where if something has a very specific summoning mechanic, you can't steal it. But
Most often, you can just take them right away. Is that your boss monster? Cool.
Yep, and that one is a quick effect.
I think I like it.
That one's a quick effect, so you can do it on your turn, then do it again on your opponent's turn.
Yeah, which stacks up very, very
So you can
quickly.
do it as soon as they draw and just hit them again.
What was the funniest thing you stole with that? Or did you summon it this tournament? Were you able to get it out?
I did summon it. Funniest thing I stole was I was playing an aircraft player. The only card he had in his extra deck, so I stole it. It didn't help me a lot, but it was just funny. Sorry. Oh, dying.
Oh, you're good.
Last extra deck. Underworld Goddess Enclosed World just for a nice Kaiju effect with a graveyard negate and full field negate.
Yep.
Never had to use that, unfortunately.
Oh, fortunately, unfortunately.
For side decks, I keep these in the deck because I do run a 60 card pile, but if you're wanting to run something smaller,
Oh, for sure.
2 Imperms, Solemn Strike, Solemn Accusation,
Insane card. Crazy card.
Lava Golem, course.
I saw that kicking around the table for one match.
Yeah. That scared the crap out of
I'm going to take it. I'm going to take that right back. They deserved it.
And I stole it back to kill him with it. I got 2 Nightmare Princes, which is just a level 6 illusion monster that when special summoned, which you can do by discarding or sending a card from field to graveyard, you can search any illusion monster from your deck to hand. So it's great for both of these in reality.
Yeah, great bridge between the engines.
Then Nightmare Magician.
Now, did he actually come up at all?
Yes, he actually won that last game. He won my last game against a Birds deck.
It's cool. It's cool to see. It's cool to see the OG illusion boss monster being played.
I only run one of him because he is sadly unreliable sometimes. But when you can use him, it's great. So his effects are anytime a battle is declared not involving him, you can destroy 1 card on the field. Period. Easy pop. Also, if he battles a monster at the end of damage step, so as long as you live through it, you steal said monster.
Oh.
And he's indestructible by battle.
Interesting. Ooh, he steals monsters.
Again, back to the whole communism theme here. It's no longer your deck, comrade. It is ours. However, I'm too poor, so it's still my deck.
Well, and that's another cool thing to see about this too, because normally when you see a Hecahands list put together, it's like the Chimera cards with the Hecahands, and there's a lot of synergy there. But I haven't really seen anyone take like a Diabell Star Azamina package and put it in there. Although looking at it, it does make a lot of sense because you have a ton of illusion synergy bridging between the decks, and then actually having the Nightmare Magician. I forgot that it stole the monster. That's just very, very weird incidental synergy that it has. And it's non-targeting, non-destruction, so you could take an opponent's boss monster, even if it has destruction, targeting, protection, any of that, and you can grab it and use it for yourself. That's awesome.
And there's one other card I like to throw into the side deck I didn't have on me today, House of Wax.
Yes, Emissary from the House of Wax. What does House of Wax do?
Well, that card, you play it in defense, obviously. You don't want it in attack because it's undestroyable by battle. 800 attack, 800 defense, illusion, dark, I believe, or fire.
Yeah, fire. Yep.
So what it does is, anytime a battle phase is conducted, your opponent attacks it, it can't be destroyed, stays on the field. At the end of battle phase, all your opponent's monsters that are in attack position are negated, cannot be used for any kind of summoning, tribute, XYZ, fusion, link, nothing.
So it waxes them up, and then they can't move, they can't do anything.
They're bricks, and you have a monster that can't be destroyed by battle on the field.
Yeah, and then they can hold still, and Dandalos can have all your Heckhand stuff attack right over the top of them.
You have time to fix up. If your opponent got a really good start, you got a really crappy start.
Yeah, that's good.
It is destroyable by effect. It is destroyable by banishment, but
as long as it activates its effect one time, you should be in a good position. You can reset your counter traps, and then you're back in control of the game.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing that deck profile. That's a really, really cool concept, and we look forward to seeing what else you can do with the deck.
All right. Thank you.
Appreciate you, brother.